They're not that tired. They're still out there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good practice, but I need to crank it up a little bit.
What's your just overall sense of this organizational philosophy of not trying to rush guys? I mean, I know everyone says that, all teams say that, but they don't always do it. This team, it seems like you're really trying to build up the competition internally at the Phantoms level, so that they don't rush players.
No.
I mean, I guess just based on the conversations you've had behind closed doors, what's your sense of?
I think it's the toughest thing in our sport. And especially in a big market like Philly, that you compete against the Eagles, the Phillies, the 76ers. You want to be good now. But I love the plan. Everybody, it would have been easy last year for Danny and Jonesy to go get another D. They were right there, playoff, knocking at the playoff door, and they didn't. They stick with their plan, and they went to get a first-round pick with Walker. They didn't deviate, and it's their competitor. Danny was a star in this league for a long time. Jonesy played a long time. You don't get to this level and play that long not to be a competitor and want to win. I'm in the same boat down there. I want to win. But I know I'm there for a reason. It's to develop those kids. And I need to put them in a situation where they're going to learn and grow. And trust me, some night I want to put the guy who's been playing 400 games in the AHL to make sure I know that guy won't make a mistake, but on the other hand, I got to put a kid who's going to learn from a mistake he's going to make, and it's tough because everybody wants to win.
Obviously, there's a lot of young guys that are probably going to come into camp wanting to make their case for a roster spot.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the roster right now. There's really Mitchcock could be the only rookie that ends up on the team. Do you, as a coach, as the Phantoms coach, do you have to sometimes pull guys aside and just remind them that this is the way the organization is doing things, and if you're a young kid that's playing well, just be patient. Your time's going to come.
No, you know what? I think they should think the other way. I'll make a spot. I'll force them to move somebody. It's hard to do in today's world with the salary cap, but if you have the mindset that it's okay, I'll start with the Phantoms, and if I have a good year, I'll get called up, you're in trouble. I did it as a player. I took somebody's spot, and that should be their goal. And that's why most of those guys, I call them during the summer, but when I do talk to them, I don't talk about when they come to us. I talk to them, be ready to make the Flyers. And they should have that mindset. And if they come to me, well, my goal is to make sure they improve and they have a chance to get called up.
Can the guys kind of look to Bobby Brink last year as kind of setting the precedent of a guy who came to camp and probably didn't have a very good chance of making the Flyers, and then performed really well in preseason, and Wade Allison even gets moved down to make a spot for him.
Yeah, that's a perfect example there. You're right. Like Wade was there. Yeah, he was there the year before. Probably thought he had a spot on the team. Came here comfortable, and it's a tough business. Every year you get new kids coming up. You get new kids at my camp, their camp. So yeah, Brinker's example is the perfect one.
I know he's not here, but you had Alexei Kolosov
Mm-hmm.
for about a month or so
Yep.
last year. Did it surprise you that he didn't come to camp, and how much does that change your goaltending picture now in Lehigh?
Well, they went to get E2, what's his name, the Finnish goalie there, to fill that void, and I was as surprised as everybody behind those doors when I read what I read. I'm like, and to be honest, maybe I'm the worst coach in the world, but I make people around me comfortable. I'm a friendly guy. You guys know me for 15 years. So I think, again, I don't know. It was weird to read the stuff. And again, I don't think it's coming from the kid. There's such a, stuff get translated or who said what. And it's frustrating because he looked really good in practice. And, he came to us and he didn't skate for 3 weeks or a month. So he had some catching up to do, and we were in the playoff race, and Cal Peterson played unbelievable down the stretch. So it was a tough spot for him. But guys asked him to go out every night for dinner. He said no, and I get it. Doesn't speak English, so that's going to be tough. But again, I know my English is not great now, but I didn't speak English when I moved to Peoria when I was 20. So it's part of pro hockey. When you go from one country to the other, you got to learn the language. But again, I don't know. I really don't know what to believe, what's out there, because the kid never told us that. So I wish him luck. Hopefully we'll see him soon, because he is a talented kid, but I'll play the guys that I have.
Does Bob play the way his dad played, a little bit of extra competitive see any qualities there that his dad played?
Well, the biggest quality I see in him, he's comfortable. Like, he's around us. And sometimes you see kids like, they go around Danny and they're impressed, or they go around guys that played and they're like, they don't want to talk too much. But Bunker's like, great kid, great personality. Like, he wants to do it right. And I think it's coming from a kid who grew up with a hockey dad who played for a long time. And it's not a bad quality to have at this level. You don't get impressed by what's around you.
When we talk to
Hello, my friend.
Hey,
How are you?
follow up on-
I got a legend here. Look at that.
I
Huh?
told him to keep coming back till you grow hair. So I'm gonna be everything.
I do. It's in my bag, though. Oh, sorry.
Bonk, the position on the power play, do you adapt to him, or does he adapt to how?
Well, that's going to be for when I get him, if I ever get him, next year, because he can't play for me this year. But in those rookie camp, we put him there in that first game, in the bumper. Why? I want to put him there because I asked Danny, first of all, because he told, but I'm like, I'd like to see him there because he's got so much success in London. And rarely you'll see, I've never seen that, to be honest. I've never seen a D in the bumper spot on the power play. So I was anxious to see that, and he looked pretty good. You can tell he's comfortable. His puck retrieval is amazing in that position. So that's going to be for Torts, or if I get him next year, which I wouldn't be surprised I'll never see him. But if I do, I'll work with him for sure.
It seems like Michkov and Luchenko have really formed a good chemistry. So from a coaching perspective, what do you like about those two together, and just the fact that Michkov seems comfortable enough to start forming those bonds with his team?
He's doing that with everybody. Like, he's in the gym, good morning. Like, he goes around, good morning, high fives everybody. For me, he wants to be here. That's another example. His English improved in 2 weeks. I've been around him. It's amazing how quick. When you want something, it goes quickly, and that's a kid who wants to learn the language because he wants to be part of the solution here. And with Jet there, they have a great relation. They've played together on that game, and they've been practicing together. If you have those guys as in your top six in the future, I think the future is bright. I like they have different qualities, both of them, but they're both special players in their own right.
Now that you've been around him for a week, what do you think he's going to be able to pick up quickly at the NHL level, and what do you think he's?
Well, everybody saw the flashy stuff, but when I watched the game back, I saw the details that he's trying to do in the defensive zone. And I'm sure he reads everything that people say that, defensively, he's got weakness, whatever. But it almost looked like he wants to make a point, like he's willing to do whatever. So for me, it's a great sign. Again, he wants to be part of the solution. And we all know that, especially here, even in the AHL, you have to be able to play defensively. I don't care who you are. There's not too many guys that only score goals and create points and let the defensive part of the game go away. And he's shown me in a week or whatever I've been around him that he wants to get better in that department, I guess.
They told us that Sam Tuamala is just a little banged up.
Yeah.
Wasn't out there yesterday, wasn't out there today. But
Yeah.
even if it's mostly precautionary, does this hurt his chances in terms of putting him in position to take a run at the spot, given the fact that you were a little iffy on his games this weekend too?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know what's going to happen with his injury. He's day to day, I guess, and he'll be back. It's not a big injury, I think. I'm no doctor, but I don't think it is. So it's all on him. He's one of those kids this weekend who was because last year he played for us, it's a rookie camp. Maybe some guys are like, yeah, I'll wait for the main camp, which is the wrong attitude to have. But, human nature is, maybe that's all he thinks. I'm not sure. Hopefully, if he's ready for camp, he's going to crank it up a little bit. And I love Samu. He's got great qualities. He can fly. He can shoot the puck. But again, it goes back to what I was saying. There's more to it in our game. You need to be more, you need to want it more. We're talking about Michkov. Michkov wants it. He wants that puck. He goes in the corner. I want that puck. I want to come out. And if you do come out with it, I'll chase you around. I need Samu to be a little bit more like that.